Hey, yo, welcome to my channel. I mean, honestly, I have no idea what to say. I mean, this is what I was. This is literally exactly what I was telling you. What I was afraid of after the Braves series when they lost the first two games. It's like when they lost the first game, I was like, okay, this doesn't bode well. If they let them win two games, if they split, it's still not good for the Mets because they need to get 3 out of 4 against the Braves. If they don't sweep the Pirates, it's not going to look good for them. And like, well, lo and behold, what happens? They get swept by the Pirates. But not only do they get swept by the Pirates, it's the way they are swept. They were outscored by like 30 something 4 runs to like 5, 7, whatever it is, 4, I think. Um, it's honestly, I don't know to what can be done to solve the solution, or what can be the solution, to be honest, because to solve the problem, I mean, sorry, what the solution is, because honestly, they got themselves into this. It's more so, as I've been saying, basically from the very beginning. It's all about defense and pitching. We've had a little lower CRA pitching, but the problem is if like the defense is not there and the pitchers don't look. I mean, you're getting injury after injury now, so like it's a case where like you need to stock them, but like in the minors for the pitchers at this point, because quite honestly, they are trying to buy runs, but the problem is you can only get so many runs every game, and the problem is like if you're in a slump, you're in a slump, and if your pitching sucks, or I don't want to say sucks, but if your pitching is good enough to the point where like problem is if they can't ground the ball or whatever it is, then you got problems. And the problem is like I hate to say this, but with Alvarez being designated down to the minors, I think he was a good catcher for these pitchers to help locate their pitches and such. But the fact that he's down there now, ever since been demoted down, they're in that losing streak. And I hate to say this, but like maybe Alvarez should be known for a defensive catcher than an offensive catcher. I hate to say this, but like that's what it's going to look like. I mean, forget about the offense side. We're going to need him on the defensive side of things. If he can help keep those the pitchers ERA under 3 overall, then yeah. Um, with the hitting, I don't know what to do exactly because now you're gonna have problems. I mean, like McNeil's starting to warm up and starting to hit a little bit more now. Batty and Batty, Mauricio, and Acuna. I don't know what you would do with them. I hate to say this, but maybe designate them bad or use them as trade bait at this point as well too. But I don't want to use them to trade bait just yet, unless you know you're gonna get a hot, lights out pitcher that you can use. Marte is the only one I can think of because, like, as good he is as a pinch hitter, he wants to be an everyday player. He's not going to be playing with the Mets every day. He's got to go, unfortunately. I don't want to see him to leave. I really don't want to see him leave, but I think he's the only trade you've got that you can get some decent players back, specifically pitchers. Um, yeah. And the problem that they're in a slump, a considerable slump, and losing streak as well, too, does not bode well going into the All Star break. They're at, let's see where they're at right now. Honestly not sure what they can do because the fact of the matter is, if the Braves start playing the way they're supposed to be playing, um, standings. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, like the Braves are not that far off. I mean, like they're 10 games behind the Mets. I mean, they're not that far off. The Mets are, like, fortunately they're only a game and a half behind, but still, I mean, this doesn't really bode well, especially if you're expecting them to like if we're expecting them to basically make the World Series or at least NLCS. Um, yeah, this doesn't bode really well. I mean, I don't know what the Mets should do. Like I said, I don't know what they can do at this point, quite honestly, because like the hitting's not coming into play at this point. I mean, like they're in a slump. Um, we're hoping Charbonnet, when he comes back, he might be able to stop it. But the reality is, I doubt that's gonna be the case. Senga, who knows? I don't know. Peterson, it's a surprise that Peterson got hit that was taken out that badly, as well as Frankie Montez. Um, Vientos, I mean, he's gonna have to come around after that injury and such. I don't know. I don't know what they got to do, but I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, it's hard to say. Put it this way, I'm a little concerned. Yes, more and more, getting more and more concerned that if they go into a very bad losing streak into the All Star break, it's not going to bode well unless something they can get out of it. The only thing I can think of is Stearns has got to get a sort of another type of happy-go-lucky type of personality within the basically within the team itself. Um, some of that could be like a kind of a bench player, not, but he's more so to the point of like he'll be there to like help loosen him up a little bit because you could tell these players are really tight when they're playing going up to bat. And Soda needs to loosen up a little bit as well too. And the problem is like there's no one there because like now there's a lot of expectations. Last year there was no expectations. Now there's a lot of expectations this year based on what happened last year. And the problem is like I think because of that they're putting too much pressure on themselves. I think what needs to happen basically is the Mets need to basically get a veteran player to show them like, hey, look, it's okay. If we don't make it, we don't make it. But it's a case where like let's just have fun enjoying that, and that's the thing is I think they need to have fun and enjoy, playing baseball again. So depending on how things work out, I don't know, but I will say this much. I'll say one thing though is I still think the Mets do lack a true ace, and everyone's gonna keep saying something. You've heard me say it numerous times. He's not an ace, even though he's showing numbers like that. But he's not an ace. That's the thing. It's more so maybe because of the fact that it's like he's maybe got a little luck on his side, but he's not an ace. Just like Yamamoto, I thought Yamamoto was going to be an ace, but he's not an ace. He's doing well, but he's not that great. So we need that person with the oomph, like that where hitters and teams are afraid. They're like, oh, we don't want to play against this pitcher. We don't want to hit against them. Prefer we take a day off or something like that. We need someone like that. And unfortunately, we don't right now at this point. We don't have put it this way, our bullpen, our rotation and bullpen are not something that are putting fear into our opposing batters. And we need that. We need that. If we could get that, that I think will help us out in the long term. I don't know, but like I said, let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think? I mean, what should the Mets do at this point? Because, like, honestly, I have no idea what they can do at this point. But I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, of course, always unrehearsed. Until next time.